Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe as always. Listen, we got some big bold breaking news in the building. Listen, you bastards, it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful to see at last, at long last, we have got a shirt sponsorship absolutely done. It seems reportedly principal partner Infinite Athletic, who have and are the new partner company to Thabz, who Tempest, we actually had them come in the spring as a sponsorship. So it's all interlinked, it's all intertwined, and they're a tech company. So they very much fit within the, data recruitment strategy mold, maybe that Todd Bowie's searching and going for. Now, we obviously know there was a setback with Paramount, who are the sponsors of Inter Milan, and the Premier League rebuffed that months ago. So for them to get this deal done, but the fee is what makes this seriously unbelievable deal. To get done with no Europe, 10 million improvement from the deal that we had with 3, which was a 40 million per year deal. This is a 50 million per year deal reportedly. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's been now worth the wait. And in terms of the looks, the aesthetics, it's decent. The aesthetics is decent. I'll take it. I hope it's in gold. It probably is going to be in white font, but if it was in gold, it would look even better from what I can see from the images. But listen, beggars can't be choosers right now. We don't have many options available. This will hopefully and should get passed by the Premier League. I don't see why not. So, it's just nice to know that it's done, it's in the bag, and it's more money coming through the door. Now, if you want to go 2 for 2, the sleeve sponsor is not quite done yet. It will be interesting to see if we make a move on that. I'm sure we will. Don't leave anything on the table. Don't leave any money on the table. I'm sure we won't. So let's go and get that deal done now. But that is a brilliant package to get done with no European football, especially when we're starting to hear rumors of stake.com. Thankfully, the fan base kind of rallied together, the supporters groups and really went against it. You take a look at, we've heard OnlyFans, we've heard adult sites and .coms and all sorts of dangerous things out in the world, viruses, potentially cookies that we're clicking on and accepting into our football club. But no, we've gone with something just calm, low-key, and no drama-free, a tech company. It doesn't get any more drama-free than that. So yeah, because it's not like as if X was Twitter, and yeah, but you get what I'm saying. So listen, job done. Good to have that done and secured, and now we can move on to actually having a normal kit. I know it looks nice without it, but it's not good for the books to have it the way it is currently. So we move on. But also in the news, lots of transfers as well taking place, lots of movement. Denzel Washington has arrived at Chelsea at last from Santos for 15 million plus 5 million add-ons, and it looks like he's potentially reportedly going to be going on loan to Strasbourg. Angelo, his good buddy or pal from Santos, is already on his way and is going to Strasbourg. That's been confirmed. It was kind of hinted already in the release of the squad numbers, which we're going to talk about in a minute as well. That was kind of clear. Once you didn't get a squad number, it was pretty much now out you go, and it's been talked about for weeks. I've developed quite a chemistry with Angelo. I like the way he plays. I'm excited to see how he does in League 1. It's a physical league, so if you do perform in that league, the translation to the Premier League is always good to see. And I'm just looking forward to seeing Strasbourg. Hopefully they can even push for European places. I don't see no reason why not, with the players that we're potentially handing over to them and some of the business that they're doing. They've got Patrick Vieira as well in charge. We know him from the Premier League at Crystal Palace. Developing the likes of Eze and Alicia and putting together that young team with Gurhi. So yeah, I think I was starting to think that maybe keeping Angelo would be a possibility, but it's not. He's going to Strasbourg, that is confirmed, and it is the expectation that Denzel Washington, I know that's not his name, but that's what I'm calling him, David, I don't know which David it is, but Denzel will do at this current moment. He's meant to be going to Strasbourg as well, and it is thought that potentially, according to Nizar Cancelo from this report, that Leslie Okachukwu will be joining him also. But the good thing, listen, it is a drop down for Leslie, who was playing obviously for a team that had qualified for Europe. However, at least you could say from a bare minimum, we're going to get also great chemistry developed between these players. So if they do all come back to Chelsea, then they've had experience playing together, 3, 4, potentially, who knows how many of them together. Now, there is a rule that I spoke about earlier in the earlier video about loans and FIFA and caps and how many players you can loan out in a season. I'm not sure what kind of loophole we're potentially playing with here, because by my logic, in terms of the count, we are going to over the 7, threshold of loans for a season. I don't know if the loans to Strasbourg don't count because we own Strasbourg. I don't know if that's a thing, if that's a loophole that we found or what. But, you know, Cassidy there's conversations with Leicester and also an Italian side, according to Fabrizio Romano. Lewis Hall is meant to be going to Crystal Palace. That's on top of the 3 players that I've just named here for Strasbourg. And there's others like Amari Hutchinson, etc. So there's a lot of loans. And obviously, we've just seen the American goalkeeper Stolina also go out on loan to the Belgium side as well. That was confirmed today after Sanchez came in. So we're definitely going to cross this 7 threshold that it's meant to be for FIFA. If it's 8, but you know, we're going to cross it either way. So let's see if that's some sort of loophole or what the plan is here. Because maybe you can let me know in the comments what's going on. You know what I mean? Maybe I've missed something. But from my understanding, there was meant to be some sort of cap, some sort of limit to loans this season. And that was kind of why we had to sell all of those, you know, we had to release even those Babaramans or those Bakayokos or etc. because we didn't need to be loaning out any senior players. We were barely going to have enough for the young players. And that is to stop stockpiling and, you know, this cluster and build up of young players. So I'm interested to know how we're actually bypassing all of that. But anyway, so that's with Strasbourg, and that's the new signing coming in through the door. And it's good news. It's happy days. Now, we already know, we spoke about it in the earlier video. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. We spoke on Tyler Adams, we spoke on Caicedo, we spoke about the Nkunku injury, 4 months up until December, massive injury, and the options on the table. It's not to say Alicia is injury prone, it's to say Alicia is currently injured in that video, just in case it wasn't clear. And, you know, preferably, I'd like to go for a player that's available right now for the games coming up in the next couple of weeks. Not necessarily a player that's potentially out until October, but we'll have to see clarification on that. So that's the, you know, incomings and signings and big names, etc. That video is up there for that. But let's talk about the squad numbers quickly for the back end of this video, because there was some great squad numbers handed out today. I always knew Sterling was going to get 7. I always knew. He had it at Manchester City. He's one of the most senior players, on the most, etc. He's going to get his pick and his preference. He's going to get that number 7. Whether you like it or not, he was always going to get it. What Mudryk was going to pick up was always interesting to me. He took the 10. You know, that's obviously an iconic number in football, you know, period, you know, full stop. So big responsibility, already had it anyway, but even more responsibility now to take that type of shirt. In Nkunku, I was expecting Nkunku to maybe even go for a 10 or an 11. He actually stuck, you know, stayed with the 18. He decided to stick by that number. So interesting to see there, but obviously he won't be available. Jackson is one of the, you know, one of the impressive ones. 15, which is the same number Drogba got when he first joined as well in the first couple of seasons. Then he went on to the 11. Jackson takes the number 15. I have a feeling that is not a coincidence. Broja takes the number 19, which is obviously Mason Mount's former number. Also Diego Costa's former number, which is a player that gave me shades of Diego Costa in a way, in his aggression and the way that he kind of tried to play the game. So that's an interesting connection there. Levi Colwill takes number 26. Formerly obviously of John Terry, massive legend of the club. Levi Colwill actually confirms it's because of that's the day of his birthday, 26th of February, I believe, is why he's been using that number throughout, and he had it at Huddersfield as well. So he takes the number 26. Enzo takes the 8, another big one. That's the perfect number for him. I don't think he wore it at Benfica. I think he was wearing number 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 8 is the perfect number for him. It just looks fantastic, and it also gives me a little bit of kind of, I don't know if you guys feel it too, but it gives me this little bit of a insurance policy that he will not be used as a sitter. You don't play a number 8 as a DM, as a sitting midfielder. So of course we already knew we were going for defensive minded targets. I think Leslie getting the 16 doesn't actually mean he's definitely staying, which is what a lot of people in the comments was kind of saying. I think it's an insurance policy to say, listen, you are part of the first team right now. We're not going to loan you to Strasbourg right now because we have not brought in any defensive midfielders. I think once Chelsea hopefully get the deal for Caicedo over the line, if they see Santos as also a defensive midfielder, they'll then loan Leslie out. And then if Adams comes in on top of that, then that'll be even more cover. Leslie will definitely go to Strasbourg. In my opinion, Leslie's not played, obviously, any preseason games. Poch's not seen him in a match. He's only seen him in training. I don't think that's enough in comparison to the other players like the Gallaghers and the Carneys for him to stay, unless we don't make a defensive midfielder signing. If we don't sign anyone for DM, which would be almost implausible, impossible at this point, we will and we must, then maybe if that didn't happen, which is the worst case scenario, then Leslie would obviously get his game time and probably stay because of the profile he is. But we're going to make signings in that position, so Leslie will be, in my opinion, still going out on loan despite getting the number 16. And of course, you know, we've still got the 9. The 9 was left alone. Nobody touched the 9. and thankfully. But the final one that was critical and key, Cucurella taking the 3, but 4 was left vacant. Badiashile took 5, 4 was left vacant. It was left wide open, and hopefully that is for a certain Caicedo. That would be beautiful, because remember who wore the 4? And I hate to take it every time to the old days, but a certain Claude Makelele wore that 4. And if I'm going by, you know, each number, 8, Enzo, Lampard, Drogba, 15, Jackson, 26, Colwell, Terry, I think I am correct. I think it's Caicedo's number. I do. So I'm looking forward to that too. So yeah, listen, let me know what you think of the squad numbers in the comments down below. Are you happy? Are you angry? You're going to have to purchase these and wear them on the back. So you let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you think of Denzel Washington finally joining Chelsea. Big move. It's going to bring in a lot of shirt sales, I can tell you that for sure. And also, of course, the new sponsorship and whether or not it should be gold, font or white. I think everybody's going to go with gold. It's probably going to be white because we just don't get what we want at this club. There's always got to be something that just slightly doesn't go our way. And that's been shown with the injuries. Until next time, I feel like I'm closing some sort of evening show. Anyway, smash up the like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a bit, people. Peace.